Hey, you're back! I missed you. Today, we're going to learn about chords. Now, this isn't a music theory lesson, so I won't throw too many technical terms at you, but I do want to quickly explain what a chord is and how to make them. So in the musical alphabet, we have a total of 7 letters. There's A, B, C, D, E, F, and that's right, W. Now it's G. So what you want to do is every chord has a root note, let's say for example C. Then you want to alternate each letter. So the next note in the chord wouldn't be D, but it would be E. And then the next one after that, not F, but G. So C, E, G makes a C chord. There are lots of different kinds of chords, but the two we're going to deal with today are called major and minor. And we'll get into the nitty-gritty of what the technical difference is in another video. But to sum it up, if a chord sounds happy, it's major. If it sounds not happy, it's minor. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. So today I'm going to teach you 4 chords, and you can put them together in a chord progression, and that's the building blocks of music, honestly. You turn on the radio, you hear a lot of pop songs, most of those are only 3 or 4 chords, so we'll get you playing something pretty quick. It's a G chord, so the letters in it are going to be G, B, and D. So take your second finger, and you want to put it on the 3rd fret of the low E string. That's your G note, that's the root. Take your first finger, 2nd fret of the 5th string. Now, you can play the open D and open G, and on this B string you can play it open, but it's super easy to also put your 3rd finger on the 3rd fret here. That's a D note. Both of those notes work, you can do it either way. And then take your pinky and put it on the 3rd fret of the high E. That's your G chord. The next one is the C chord that we talked about earlier. Now, we're not going to play the low E, even though E is in the C chord, because ideally you want to have the root of the chord be your bottom note. So we're going to only play the top 5 strings. Take your 3rd finger, put it on the 3rd fret of the 5th string. Take your 2nd finger, put it on the 2nd fret of the D string. Open G. And take your 1st finger, put it on the 1st fret of the B string. And then open E. There's your C chord, sorry. Now the next one is a D chord, and that's going to be D, F sharp, and A, and we'll get into what that means in another video. But you're going to play the open D string, take your 1st finger, put it on the 2nd fret of the G string, take your 3rd finger, put it on the 3rd fret of the B string, then take your 2nd finger, 2nd fret, high E string. There's your G chord. So if you play all of them in succession, I would bet my entire stimulus check that at least one song comes to mind when you hear this. And then one more chord that I'm going to show you, and it's actually going to go in between the G and the C. You're going to play the G first, and then take all of your fingers off except for that first one. Swing your 2nd finger down and hit the 2nd fret of the D string. That's your E minor chord. See how it's not so happy sounding? So all in all, goes G, E minor, C, D, back to G. Now that's how I want you to practice them for a little while, and if you're getting really adventurous, try doing it with an upstroke as well. Just 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 know pretty much every pop song. And if you're feeling really adventurous, remember that picking exercise that I showed you in part 1. You can apply that to these chords to make it sound really pretty. So there you have it. We have 4 pretty straightforward, pretty common chords that all sound good together. You can practice those, and if you're feeling really creative, you can try writing with those. And there are tons and tons of different things to do, and the exciting part is that we've barely scratched the surface. There are so many different types of chords out there, and some of them can get really complicated, but I can't wait to get into that with you guys later. But happy practicing, stay safe, and drink water.